belt, plus, Paul, he doesn't like it. He said that he doesn't like the head that's attached to his body, and he wants to decapitate him, and he wants them to sew it back on in the back after the fact. So we have a fight with a little bit of spice, but also a very important one for the lightweight division.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Dan Hooker has really been on a roll lately, winning 3 in a row and facing strong grapplers in all of those matches, and a really tall, rangy, dangerous striker in Jalen Turner. And Dan is so good at, when he's down, maybe it looks like he's not going to be in this fight, he's getting pieced up, or things aren't going his way, he has the ability to work his way back into the fight, to outlast his opponents, to start to hurt them as the fight continues to go. And more importantly, that Mateusz Gamrot fight, I feel, is the real fight to look at when we're talking about this versus Arman Tsarukyan and the style that they bring. I think Arman is even more willing to stand in exchange with somebody like Dan than Gamrot. Gamrot shoots from distance. He's relentless with those takedowns. He was able to get Dan down, but Dan threatens with guillotines. He has good takedown defense, and he's a dog in there throughout the entire fight. If you give him a second to get back into the fight, he will seize it.
When you look at Dan Hooker and you see the change in the body, the tattoos, and people like to joke and say he's going through an early midlife crisis and he's got the bleached hair. There's other things going on, though. He's got more muscle on the frame. There's a different swag. He just doesn't care. Dan Hooker is a wild man, but he takes his sport very seriously. He always shows up in shape. That fight against his last one against Mateusz Gamrot, he dropped it multiple times. He stopped takedowns. He got back to his feet. So to your point, Paul, Arman's going to have no choice at some points but to stand and trade with Dan. And Dan is probably a cleaner, longer, lankier kickboxer and striker. So it's not a foregone conclusion that Arman's just going to run through this guy. This is a real test.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. Our 3 judges scoring this contest at octagon side are Ben Cartledge, David Letheby, and Clemens Werner. And a referee in charge of the octagon, Mark Goddard. And now, for those in attendance and UFC fans watching around the world, this is the moment you've all been waiting for. Live from the sold-out ABHA Arena in Doha, Qatar. In the UFC lightweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, a mixed martial artist holding professional record, 24 wins, 12 losses. He stands 6 feet tall, weighing in at 155 1/2 pounds. Fighting out of Auckland, New Zealand, presenting the number 6 ranked UFC lightweight contender in the world, Dan the Hangman Hooker. And now, introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, a mixed martial artist holding professional record, 22 wins, 3 losses. He stands 5 feet 7 inches tall, weighing in at 156 pounds. Fighting out of Yerevan, Armenia, presenting the number 1 ranked UFC lightweight contender in the world, Arman Tsarukyan.
Okay, gentlemen, you understand the rules you're fighting there. Listen to me at all times, keep yourself protected. When I say stop, you stop. If you want to touch, do it now. God bless.
They're going to touch this time with the gloves. Is here in Doha. Is the Makhachev here in Doha. Straight to it. 5-minute rounds if they need them.
You can tell straight away from the body language of Dan Hooker. This man doesn't care. He's not intimidated one little bit.
He won't care about those betting lines. Huge underdog coming in, but when he's doubted, when he's battered and bleeding, facing danger, Hooker's the type of guy to yell that he loves this kind of stuff.
I mean, obviously, the man sat right next to me knows Dan Hooker more than anybody.
I love that Dan touched Arman's glove, but wouldn't touch my glove. He headbutted him yesterday. Come on, Dan.
He didn't touch your glove?
No, we didn't. We didn't touch. But anyway, we're cool now. So it's all good. Here we go. First shot attempt here. Dan gets under. Nice
beautiful inside trick. Defense saved Dan there. And that's the difference. You know, Bilal had this position a second ago in the previous fight, and Ian defended it all, but the inside trip is there.
Tsarukyan said he's got 25 minutes to make Hooker tired and cut up his whole face. He actually said he wants to drag this out so that he can put a beating on a man from New Zealand. I don't think these guys like one another.
No, they don't.
Tsarukyan has taken down 9 of his 11 UFC opponents in the 2 fights that he did.
Landed a knee there.
Good knee from Tsarukyan. Head kick. Blocked but felt.
Good hands from Tsarukyan.
Tsarukyan been doing a lot of work down in Newport Beach at the Santos studio.
He's also been working in the camp with middleweight champion Khamzat Chimaev, who is in his corner tonight.
The striking looks really good, mixing things up well is Tsarukyan.
These guys are unloading.
He said he had more power on the feet, and so far he's landed the bigger shots. Look for the knee.
Good plumb.
That one got through.
Nice knees to the body here from Hooker.
Whoa.
Coming around to the back. Good job from Tsarukyan. He's got to watch his neck here in the guillotine.
Here comes the Hangman.
Passes guard. Nicely done.
Dan's got to use the scramble. Beautiful job from Tsarukyan there.
Great sport work. That is not easy.
Saw what Tsarukyan did against Charles Oliveira, who, I mean, there's no better man when they have your neck, but he did a great job there. He's done it once again.
Looks like a huge knot on the head of Dan Hooker. Right above the left.
Oh, yeah.
Crucifix almost.
Apparently there might have been a head clash. That could have been it.
Oh, yeah, that's a big hematoma, welt, bump, swelling.
Dan, keep him out. Keep him out. Good lad. Keep him out.
He's looking for that crucifix again. Trying to isolate the left arm of Hooker. Arman might pull him up for a Kimura. Right arm.
Yeah, Dan's got to be careful.
Distracted by making him think you're setting up the crucifix, but when you got the overhook like that, the Kimura's there to be taken.
Yeah, Dan's got to try to frame with that right arm, push off, try to get that left knee, get that shin shield across the hips of Arman Tsarukyan. He's going to try to dig that underhook from the other side.
Time to do some damage.
Seemingly though, Dan has no answer here on the ground. Tsarukyan, masterful control. Dan's experience, he knows what he's doing, but there is levels to the grappling. And it's hard to do much anyway because you see the downward pressure from Tsarukyan. Dan's going to kick off the fence. They'll get a bit of separation.
Dan, toes out. Dan, toes out.
Watch his neck here.
Nice hand fist.
Working 11 hours, Tsarukyan.
Just grinding that elbow into the face as well.